All right, I'd like to welcome all the board members here and those that might be listening and watching at home to the Dublin Town Council. This is going to be a public hearing tonight. We're going to talk about the budget that's presented before us and make sure that we don't have any questions or concerns over that. And we'll vote on that at the next regular meeting, but tonight will be a public hearing if anybody in the public objects. So this is September 23rd. We'll start with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, we'll have the roll call of the board.
Dan Wicker, President.
Bree Pitcock, present.
Rex Snyder, present.
Gene Gabbard, President.
And Nathan Aldrich is present. You have before of you, and I'll let Julie give any questions, concerns, answers that she might have. And we do have the budget sitting in front of us for the next year.
Oh, I told you to choose the front page. You got another page.
Yeah, this is the only thing we're doing.
Page out on
The, yep, that's the only
Back
one
up.
we're doing. You're okay. I worked with Department of Local Government, Finance, my rep, and we made some cuts to the general fund, and I think that was the only one. I had previously made cuts to the edit due to finding out that we were going to be cut in how much funding we get. So we are still under our maximum levy, but we did have to make some cuts to the budget for next year. But everything that needs to be financed is going to be paid for.
Now, when you say the general fund, is there specific areas in the general fund that we need to be, as a board, concerned about what we're spending money on?
No. You're asking me questions. Don't ask me questions.
Gotta make this official, make it worth our time.
Jeez, I hear ya. I gotta think of what areas I cut. That is revenue. No, I think a lot of it, as I've kind of touched on before, and I'm not finding it on here. When I make out the budget, I go ahead and include items that we would be putting together for our match. If we are going to apply for, like, we're gonna be doing our asset management and stuff so that we can try and apply next year for the streets again. We didn't get to do that before, so we used that funding we had put back to help with the matching funds for our sidewalks. So we're kind of moving back into that. So some of that I've cut back on how much we are budgeting for those kind of things, because those are miscellaneous. It's not required stuff, it's extra stuff as we have the money to do. So those are pretty much the areas that I tried to cut back on so that our necessities were taken care of.
Sure. And to your knowledge, is any of these cuts as a result of Senate Bill 1, or is that yet to be determined?
I think that is yet to be determined.
So we may
was
see
out
more in the
second,
future.
Yeah. Yeah. I think we're okay for 26, but it is stuff that 27 I think was going to be hit even harder, if I understood that correctly. Yeah, I don't know if I
Any questions from the board? Any concerns? We do best with what we got to work with.
Yeah.
Sometimes we have a pothole, and some years we can get it fixed, so.
Yeah, I know, in the past, getting our matching money together, we've been able to average about 5 streets. I can pretty much guarantee that we will not be getting 5 streets. It's just, things are costing so much that it's insane.
It's all the extras you gotta do to it that
Yeah.
makes it bad, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, because now, if we touch the street, we have to do the
It's gotta be milled, and then the ADA.
ADA compliant,
Yeah.
yeah, for the ramps at the edge.
Yep.
So those are things we haven't had to do in the past, so, yeah. So that's all I have for that.
Well, there's no questions.
We're gonna have enough money to cover all this without a problem.
Yes, we have all the money that we need to cover all of our necessities, and still have a little bit back, because most of the stuff for the community crossing grant those are restricted funds that can only be used for that. So it's not like I'm taking out of this and putting into the streets. Your local roads and street money, and some of your motor vehicle highway money can only be used for streets. They can't be used for anything else. So, but that has to be budgeted. So those are things that are included in here, but may or may not be spent depending on, where we're at and everything else. And those were the things that we kind of cut back a little bit on.
The money for the cemetery outside municipality, what's that used for?
That is used for what we pay Ryan to mow.
Oh,
That's pretty much all at this point, what we do.
yeah.
Anything extra that we do in the cemetery that our guys do comes out of the general fund. Trees removal, stump removal, and if they're doing some of that stuff, their salaries as well.
Okay.
As we get that built back up, we'll be able to do more, but we didn't have anything when we got it, so
Okay.
we're working on getting it built up. I think it's looking really good over there.
It is.
It is. And I think if we have money in this 2025 budget, we should be getting that done and not pushing it out to the 2026 budget.
Exactly, because we have more money
Right.
this year than what we
So
have
the
next year.
stumps and trees, whatever we
Yes.
need to get done this year.
Yeah. In your packet, for the October meeting, you will see a quote in there from the gentleman that normally does our cemetery and our other town trees, to remove. Is that one that one is in the cemetery that he's talking about?
Yes.
And we will, before the October meeting, get a quote for stump removal, because there's quite a few stumps in the cemetery, plus a few that they've worked on outside of town. So that will be in the discussion at our regular board meeting. Salary ordinance will be discussed. You have that to look over and have questions for the regular board meeting. And then in your packet, we had talked about the opioid money. There is restricted and unrestricted as part of our budget. The unrestricted, we are allowed, you'll see an email in there from State Board of Accounts, we are allowed to use that towards our contract with Cambridge for the police department. The restricted, you have probably 10 pages of what it can and can't be used for. Nothing that we can use. We did receive a letter that we can consider from a group out of Richmond, or we can sit on the funds for now and decide at a later date if there's something else that comes up. So those are items to discuss or to look at and for our October meeting. But that is it for our public hearing for today.
Can we get where can we find this this restricted 10 pages at?
You don't have yours?
I don't think I've ever seen it.
No, you probably didn't.
Just to give us ideas.
You should have. That's it. It's right there.
Is it in there?
I was gonna say, I made 5 copies. It's
Oh,
this
perfect.
big staple
Thank
thing.
you.
There you go.
That's the opioid thing, yeah.
Yeah, and this was just so that you could see what was, how much is restricted and how much is not restricted. So, and then the letter from the person and also the email from State Board of Accounts. So you have all that at your hands in case it's needed.
And this opioid thing is for drug prevention.
Yeah. The one is limited for what it can be used for. We do not have hospitals, we do not have, recovery. There's a lot of stuff that Wayne County has that Dublin does not have. So they have changed the rule on that, so from here on out, because of our size, population, we would get the unrestricted, but the county would keep the restricted. But that first batch we did get. So we've just been holding on to it for
I'll
now.
have to read through that, 'cause Steve Cox mentioned they have a program at the church. I don't know if that would qualify.
It depends on if it has to do with the opioids and that, but that might be something to consider. It would make sense to keep it local. I know Wayne County is local, but local's always
Yeah.
better. So that is it for public hearing on the budget. If no one else has questions about our budget.
Everybody satisfied? Alright. A motion to close.
Make a
Wait,
motion. Go ahead.
oh, we don't have to have a motion to approve the budget?
No,
Oh.
that is at the October.
Oh.
We have to have a separate
chance to
public
complain
hearing so that
Okay,
people can
and then,
Complain.
look at it. Yeah, I would have had it done at I normally do it at our September and October, but I didn't meet with him soon enough to be able to get it publicized, so that's why we
and
meet
then
today.
us three have to be there next
Yes,
month.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
And we're
for
not,
those,
we're not able to go over the tree quote at this meeting.
no, I just
Gotcha.
given you all that information so you can discuss it and look over it and research it. Just to let everybody know, when we do approve this budget, we have to have Danny, Bree, and Jean will have to vote on it. Rex and Nathan will abstain as they are on the fire department per state law. So just so everybody understands how that works.
Alright,
I make a motion to close the public hearing.
motion to close the public hearing, is there a second?
Second.
Alright, all in favor, aye?
Aye.
We'll see you in October.
Okay. Good.
Are we really gonna wait